Guys, what's going on? It's WarDev here. There is a lot of war going on in our world right now, and I just think it's a real shame. I was watching the news tonight, and they're showing, pictures from Gaza of children being pulled out of rubble and, wounded kids at the hospital. The dead being carried away. And because it's such a polarizing topic, I have to, start by saying that the attacks on 10/7 were, I think, on par with some of the most horrible things this world has ever experienced. They were disgusting, they were brutal, and I believe that the people of Israel's anger is justified. How could the anger not be justified? I do question the reaction of their government. It's a shame that in war the innocent always suffer the most, I think. I was a soldier for a long time, for 8 years. That's long enough for me anyway. And I was deployed to Iraq. I worked in ammunition yards. And I helped to contribute to human suffering in a really, really great way. Great as in large, not great as in great. And it's something that weighs heavily upon my conscience and upon my heart. And I really wish we could have peace in our world. And I guess it wouldn't be so strange if, I was a monk sitting here and I was calling for peace, but I'm a former soldier. But I think that when you get really deep down into it, I think the soldier above anyone longs for peace, because they've seen or participated in the things that war can bring. And there's a big thing in the veteran community called moral injury, and I definitely have a moral injury. In my youth, I was angry about 9/11, and I volunteered to serve because of 9/11. And when I got to Iraq and I saw the poverty of the Iraqi people, I heard of the deaths of innocent civilians and knew that the munitions that I helped issue out could have played a role in those deaths. It really made me reconsider my spirituality and my morality. And I say that with a heart full of love for, others in my unit who still believe in our mission, who still believe that we did the right thing in Iraq. My unit was full of good people who did their best to treat every Iraqi that they came into contact with respect and dignity, while keeping our operational security up. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of them. What I'm not proud of is what the government had us do. I'm not so proud of that. I think war makes good people participate in things that are not helpful to our fellow sentient beings. It's just a fact. And we got to come together as a world, as a species, and really decide whether or not we want war as a part of our way of life. When people say, war is just in human nature, war is just, it's natural. Yeah, everyone's got a fighting instinct. It's natural to fight for your survival, person to person, and group to group. but it sure is a messy, nasty business that really ought to be avoided at almost any cost. When you see the innocent who weren't even involved in the events of 10/7, or in the case of Iraq with me, weren't even involved in the attacks on 9/11, and you see the innocent, especially the children, suffering, it's a real heartbreaking thing. And I'm just one small voice that just says that I really wish we could have peace. Because Jesus said in Matthew 5, once I can get there, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the sons of God." And don't we want to be sons of God and daughters of God? That means we have to be peacemakers in our communities and in our world. And that doesn't mean you have to go out and run out and call Israel bad. I've seen a lot of anti-Semitism online, and frankly, it's very disturbing. And I've seen a lot of very Islamophobic content coming out online, and I find it very disturbing. We're all just human beings. That's one thing I really love about Buddhism, is it teaches love for all sentient beings. And we really need to foster that in our attitudes daily. We can't just continue on the way we're going. It's madness. It's utter madness. You see those, innocent murdered in Israel by, it's hard to even call them human beings. The Hamas terrorists that committed those acts, it's hard to even call them human beings. That was a terrible, horrible thing, and my heart broke for each and every victim. My heart broke for each and every family who had someone kidnapped. And now my heart breaks for the innocent in Gaza, who had nothing to do with the attack, who are suffering because bombs don't discriminate between the bad people and the good people. Bombs just don't discriminate. They're machines of death. They're a horrible, horrible invention. That it's a real shame our species ever invented them in the first place. Not only am I anti-nuclear weapons, I think they should be completely dismantled worldwide through the UN. I can't think of any other way, but we have to get rid of those things. They're going to kill us all. One day. They certainly could. They could wipe our species off the face of the planet forever. I'd really rather see us put our energy into going to Mars over killing each other. I'd rather see our energy put into us becoming an interplanetary species and colonizing a planet around Alpha Centauri. If there's a habitable one there. I'd like to see us expand and grow and see what we can create and see what we can accomplish. See if we can foster kindness for our fellow human beings. But you look around our society and you see decay and neglect. And you see brutal killing and brutal war. And it's just a damn shame. And if you feel like I feel, I'll be honest, right now I don't know what to do, but I really do fear that our world is veering towards World War III. And I would say, if you're a person of peace, don't participate. Just, if the draft comes and they try to draft you, claim conscientious conscientious objector status. Say that no, I don't believe in killing my fellow human beings. Because I could see a draft in our future, especially if China attacks Taiwan. These politicians who are running the United States of America it sure seems like they're dragging us full on into a major conflict. And we just got out of 20 years of war. And, you know, I tried after Iraq. I tried to drink the dead back to life by drinking alcohol. That's all I can think I was doing for how much I was drinking. I was trying to drink the dead back to life. And they're still dead. It didn't work. There's that old, I guess it's sort of a cliche now, but there's that old protest sign, bombing for peace is like fucking for virginity. It's just a damn shame. And I would say donate to relief organizations if you're, wealthy enough, for the people of Israel who were hurt in the attack, and for the innocents in Gaza who are being bombed out of their homes right now. And if you can't do that, then, maybe volunteer in your local community, or just show a simple act of kindness to someone on the street. Kindness really is free, and it makes you feel better too. It really does. When I get down and depressed, I don't think I have much of a purpose in life, and I'm not gonna change my content and hide that part of myself. I'm not gonna sit here and have 20 filters on not only my camera but my life and say, oh yeah, I'm always doing 100%, but being kind to someone else, doing something nice, really does make my attitude better, and it makes my life better. And maybe it'll make yours better too. I'm not sure. But it sure works for me. Sure seems to be worth a shot. I would say we're on very dangerous ground here with the war, folks. And it's not looking good. Right now, anyway. And I sure hope there's peace. Alright. Well, I'm signing off for now, folks. You guys have a good night. Remember, be humble. Be kind. God bless you. Peace.